Tonight, Vice President Kamala Harris will speak to close out the Democratic National Convention, accepting her party's nomination for president. CBS News campaign reporter Aaron Navarro is in Chicago previewing the speech.
She has to focus a little bit on her record, reintroducing herself to voters who have really been tuning in. This is a big primetime moment for her. So showing her middle-class background record as a prosecutor, but also leaning into the contrast with the Trump-Vance tickets. You're going to expect to hear her talk about issues like abortion, mentions of Project 2025.
It's also the Vice President and Second Gentleman's 10th wedding anniversary. AP correspondent Sagar Magani has a recap of one of last night's highlights.
As Tim Walz introduced himself to America last night, his son was the one who captured hearts. 17-year-old Gus Walz sat in United Center weeping as his dad recounted the story of starting a family through fertility treatment.
If you've never experienced the hell that is infertility, I guarantee you know somebody who has.
And as Tim Walz pointed to them,
Hope, Gus, and Gwen, you are my entire world, and I love you.
Gus Walz jumped to his feet, tears streaming down his face, and could be seen saying, "That's my dad." His parents recently told People magazine Gus has a nonverbal learning disorder, ADHD, and an anxiety disorder, but they call his condition his secret power. Sagar Magani, Washington.
The next round of negotiations to bring a ceasefire in the war in Gaza are set for Cairo. However, it's not certain when they will start. The United States is sending a representative as President Biden and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu spoke on the phone last night.
There are sticking points that are getting attention right now that very well could be those bridges that need to be crossed. Whether, for example, Israel's military will agree to withdraw from Gaza's border, with Egypt being one of them. President Biden on that call was expected to push Netanyahu on it, but the readout didn't specifically say they did. Netanyahu, though, on Israeli TV after that said that he would not give up Gaza's border with Egypt.
CBS News correspondent Ramy Inocencio in Tel Aviv. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is in Phoenix today to deliver what his campaign says is a speech about his path forward. He won't be too far from former President Donald Trump, who's appearing in Glendale. While there's been much talk about an endorsement after RFK Jr.'s departure from the race, nothing is final. And two sources tell the Times the people close to Kennedy are arguing against a Trump endorsement. Kennedy's running mate Nicole Shanahan said yesterday that he'll make multiple important statements, mostly focused on the Democrats. Another body recovered from the super yacht that sank off the coast of Sicily. More from AP correspondent Charles de Ledesma.
Rescuers searching the wreck of a super yacht, the Beatrian, that sank off Sicily, brought ashore a fifth body on Thursday, leaving one person still unlocated as investigators sought to learn why the vessel sank so quickly. No signs of life have emerged over 4 days of searching the yacht's hull on the seabed over 160 feet underwater. In an interview with Sky News, Giovanni Constantino, CEO of the Italian Sea Group, described the design of the super yacht as being the safest in the most absolute sense. The 6 passengers included British tech magnate Mike Lynch, his 18-year-old daughter, and associates who'd successfully defended him in a recent U.S. federal fraud trial. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
WCBS News Time, 5:37.
This Saturday, join us as we say farewell to WCBS 880.
Coming to you from the summer terrace of the Hotel New Yorker in New York City.
Wayne Cabot and Paul Murnane present a retrospective of the most memorable highlights that occurred on this radio station beginning in 1928.
To Amelia Earhart, the first woman to make a solo flight of the Atlantic.
Complete with radio broadcasts which haven't been heard in more than 90 years.
Babe Ruth has hit another home run.
Plus, historic interviews.
I thought this radio was the sort of a passing fancy.
WCBS Through the Years. A historic audio journey of an iconic radio station.
Beginning this Saturday at 8 a.m.
WCBS WCBS News Time, 5:38. Traffic and weather together every 10 minutes on the 8th to get you out and about wherever it is you're traveling to. Here's Tom O'Hanlon.
Thank you, Anita. We are looking at the BQE, and if you were heading down the BQE, right around the leg of the Grand Central Parkway there at 30th Street, somebody broke down. They're in the right lane. So here's some good news. Everything's been tied in a knot in the Upper East Side, and that was because a misplaced tractor-trailer got on to FDR on the southbound side at 90th Street. Now, the good news is it's gone. So it is getting better. Better is relative, of course. A lot of traffic left over. The RFK is still a mess into Manhattan. Southbound Harlem Drive still jammed up. And if you're going up FDR, pretty much from the 30s on up, you got a lot of traffic. On the West Side Highway, we're looking at some slowdowns. Maybe something working there in the 90s. It seems to be getting worse. But we have plenty of traffic up to the bridge. Now, the Cross Bronx Expressway will cost you about 45 minutes if you're heading for the Jersey-bound GWB. At the Lincoln and the Holland, those are each about 25 if you go into New Jersey. Both spurs of the Turnpike are busy down into Route 3, and up and down the Garden State Parkway, the usual traffic volume, not too bad, but between Bloomfield and 78, we're moving along with plenty of traffic. At the Tappan Zee, you've got traffic on the Rockland side feeding up there into West Nyack. I'm Tom O'Hanlon in the WCBS Traffic Center.
And now a look at our weather. Another nice evening. Tonight will be mainly clear and comfortable, low 63 in the city, 50s in most suburbs. Tomorrow, delightful with sunshine and a few clouds, high near 80. Tomorrow night, mostly clear, low of 66. Saturday, sunshine much of the time, pleasantly warm, high 83. Sunday, warm and a bit more humid with some sunshine, high 85. Monday, warm and humid with sun at times, an afternoon thunderstorm is possible, high again 85. In Central Park, the humidity is 40%. They're still not telling us the wind speed, the National Weather Service. It's overcast and 75 degrees. WCBS News Time, 5:40.
All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me on this quick episode of Documenting History as we feature some historic broadcasts. This one from WCBS 880, recorded August 22, 2024. And the purpose of these videos is to document history for future generations. Thank you, and we'll see you on the next episode.